plays games with Steve
and Angel.
Good morning. Oh, are you by yourself? Good morning, everyone watching.
Good morning, Pearls.
Mr. Nick, please tell me, what's going to happen to Mystic Maya?
I'm sorry. We don't know yet. Investigation is still going on, so I wasn't allowed into the inner temple.
Oh, I see. So is Sister Iris still trying to remove those trick locks in the training hall?
No. She's the defendant in this case, so she can't be at the inner temple. She's required to be here in court.
Then how come she's not here in the defendant's lobby?
I have to admit, it's kind of strange.
If you're looking for Irish, you're in the prosecutor's lobby, see?
Yeah, see?
Edgeworth.
Ed Edgeworth.
Ed
Edgeworth.
blah, blah, blah.
We don't need jawbreakers. They're not nutritional.
Oh, okay. Oh, don't be such a sourpuss, Edgeworth. Yeah.
I brought Brussels sprouts instead.
Brussels sprouts.
What's Iris doing over there?
She's going over today's testimony with the prosecutor as we speak.
Today's testimony?
You heard me. Iris is going to be testifying as a witness for the prosecution.
Wait, what?
The prosecutor is squeezing her for a confession, or so I heard.
Franziska von Karma, what are you up to?
I know what you're thinking, but Franziska isn't going to be the prosecutor today.
Get out of my mind. What? Then who is?
Who else would it be but Godo?
Godo?
Franziska is engaged in some important work at the Sacred Cavern.
The Sacred Cavern? You don't mean that she's...
Exactly. She has been out there all night trying to remove those trick locks. Using so many hint coins, with the head nun's assistance naturally.
Just tell me the answer already.
We estimate that the last of these locks should be taken care of in about 3 hours. I hope everything continues to go smoothly, and we receive some good news soon, Angel, with this playthrough.
Yeah. Thanks, Edgeworth.
Prosecutor Godo intends to nail this case shut today. Be prepared to fight like there's no tomorrow.
Because there isn't.
There isn't. We're finishing this game today.
There is no tomorrow.
Oh.
There is no tomorrow.
Yeah, we're actually filming this on the last day on Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's comments
As you
outside.
all know, you're in the apocalypse, so...
Right. You've evolved from, the nuclear waste.
I know. I can already see it in your eyes. You're not the same fever-ridden, frantic maniac you were yesterday.
It's strange. On the way here, I decided that today would be the end of all this. Almost immediately after I made that decision, I felt myself getting stronger.
Interesting. Maybe you've passed your cold onto someone else, literally. And with that, I leave the rest in your capable hands, partner.
Oh! Thanks, partner.
Fucking married. Fucking married.
I put a ring on it.
Yeah.
I still don't have answers for most of the riddles plaguing this case. The circumstances around the murder of Miss Elise Donim. No, I mean, Miss Misty Faye. Impossible flight Larry claims to have seen. Jesus. And what that woman is really after. I'll solve them all and bring this whole tragedy to an end. February 10th. That's today. That's when the world ends.
Yep.
February 10th of 2026.
Court is now in session for the trial of Iris of Hasakura Temple.
Your Honor? What are you?
Who? Me? Well, my little brother came to visit me in my chambers earlier this morning. All of a sudden, in the blink of an eye, he developed a scorching fever and fainted. Therefore, I'll be standing in for him.
I see, Your Honor. So they're brothers. That explains a lot. No, it doesn't. Was it my poor... No, that's you.
My poor brother. He looked a bit pale, not to mention sad that he couldn't be here.
What?
He was very sorry about it.
It is impossible to predict what the future has in store for any of us.
Maybe he's like a weeaboo for Canada.
This is precisely why people feel the need to judge the past. And we of the court have been charged with the solemn duty of passing such judgment.
Isn't there a part in Canada that has a we in it?
Has a we?
Like in the name, or it starts with the W? I don't know.
Well said, Miss. Anyway, you're distracting me. Well said, Mr. Godo.
Oh, you're talking about Winnipeg.
That's what yeah. I understood exactly what you said, at least up until the end, anyway.
A winnaboo.
Now then, Mr. Godo, please proceed with your opening statement.
Humans are fragile, fickle beings. Our hearts change with the shifting of the tides. There is only one thing that remains a constant in this crazy world.
Coffee.
The bitter darkness that lies at the bottom of this mug.
So then you mean, forget it. What do you mean?
During yesterday's trial, the accused refused to admit her role in the cruise. But today,
I was about to say, I'm like,
today she has had a change of heart.
that is a tongue twister.
Yeah,
And I'm like, wow, you nailed it.
Sister Iris of Hasakura Temple has a confession to make.
The confession? The defendant?
Iris. Why didn't she discuss this with me first?
Very well. This court will now hear the defendant's confession.
I love you.
Upon meeting a beautiful lady, always ask for her name and profession. That's one of my rules.
My name is Iris. I am but a simple nun undergoing training at the Hazakura Temple.
Witness, is there something that you want to confess to?
Yes, but first, I want to apologize to Mr. Wright. I can't continue lying to everyone anymore.
It's all right. What is it?
Mr. Wright, I have to admit that I did play a part in this terrible incident.
Are you actually confessing? Are you saying that you were the one who murdered Miss Elise Donim?
No, I'm not, Your Honor. But I dealt with the cover-up after the murder took place. After her spirit left, I took the lifeless shell of Mystic Elise and carried it to the Hazakura Temple courtyard where I desecrated it.
What? Order in the court, order! Witness, are you saying you were an accomplice to the murder?
Yes, that's correct.
What? 3 minutes in court and I'm already covered in a cold sweat.
Ha! Everyone on the planet is an accomplice to something. It just happens to be that in this case, it's to murder. Isn't that right, Mr. Trite?
You're saying a lot of rhymes today, Godo.
Yeah.
That Godo. Brr. So this is the confession they were conferring about.
I'm a poet, and I wasn't even aware of it.
Technically, that still kind of rhymes. But
Not really. I didn't say puppet, so...
it pains me to say this, but it looks like Iris's testimony was all a lie.
Anyway, fuck this! Now then, little lady, if you don't mind, I've got a question for you. Whose crime were you trying to cover up by your actions?
Iris was covering for someone? Now I'm definitely up the creek without a paddle or a life jacket.
I have been at Hazakura Temple ever since I was a little girl. Hazakura Temple is run by one of the branch families of the Kudai tradition. One of our missions is to protect the main family.
I'm sorry, but main family?
Yes, and that's why I would dirty myself, if need be, to protect her, the daughter of the master of the Kudai channeling technique, Mystic Maya Fey.
Huh?
Wake up and smell the coffee, Trite.
She's naming Maya?
Uh-oh.
Order in the court! So not only did you witness the murder, you know the name of the murderer.
I'm terribly sorry, but it's true. I saw her commit the crime with my very own eyes. And then I cleaned up the area to try to protect her.
Objection! That's ridiculous! Maya could never do such a...
The defense will refrain from commenting until the appropriate time. Now, witness, let's hear your testimony. What exactly happened on the night of the crime?
Yes, Your Honor.
I thought I was prepared for the unexpected. But I never imagined the case would wind up going in this direction. Gulp.
Uh-oh. The real murderer. I went to the inner temple that night, and I saw it all happen in the garden. I saw Mystic Elise strike Mystic Maya with her staff. While Mystic Maya was still stumbling, Mystic Elise moved in to deliver a fatal strike. Mystic Maya tried desperately to defend herself and stole the weapon. It was only in self-defense. You can't blame her for it.
So it was in self-defense.
Yes, Mystic Elise was the one who attacked first. That's why I tried my best to protect Mystic Maya.
You moved the victim's body to the temple so that Maya wouldn't be suspected. Isn't that right? Not bad. You've got the instincts of a true criminal.
Something's not quite right. I'm sure it was established yesterday that Iris never went to the inner temple that night. And that the person who did go was that woman. Iris even admitted it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Went to the inner temple that night. I saw it all happen in the garden. This man with her staff.
Hold it! You're saying that the victim attacked Maya? I mean, Miss Faye?
Yes, it was a truly frightening scene. Mystic Maya was struck hard on the head and looked like she was going to collapse.
What were you doing at the time? Why didn't you stop them from fighting?
I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I was frightened. I couldn't move. I couldn't even speak. I was in such shock.
That's perfectly understandable, my dear.
This doesn't sound right. I don't believe this testimony for a minute.
What happened after that?
Mystic Maya was still stumbling. Mystic Maya moved in to deliver a fatal strike.
Hold it! She moved in to deliver a fatal strike?
Yes, I'm sure of it. She threw down her staff and reached into her robe for her weapon.
Wait a minute. What was this weapon?
It was some kind of dagger.
A dagger, huh? And Elise Donim tried to stab her with this weapon? To kill Miss Faye?
Yes, exactly.
Ha! You look like I did after I mistakenly took a swig of Worcestershire sauce.
Ooh.
Ooh.
It was delicious. Do you have a problem with the testimony we're hearing from your client, lawyer boy?
Damn.
Lawyer boy.
Do I have a problem with Iris's testimony?
There's one thing.
Your Honor, I have a small problem with the witness's testimony.
You do? But this witness is your own client.
Yes, well, nevertheless.
That's fine. Witness, let's add your last statement to the testimony.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just a moment. It's my job to say that.
Listen, Gramps. I won't say it again. Final judgment will be rendered by me. Okay, now, let's continue.
She threw her staff away and pulled a dagger from inside her robe. I mean, we didn't find a dagger. Tried desperately to defend her weapon and stole the weapon.
Hold it! She threw her staff away?
Mystic Elise was trying to kill Mystic Maya. I think that's why she wanted a more lethal weapon.
It's true. It's not easy to inflict a deadly blow with a staff.
Sister Iris, let me make sure I've got this straight. The victim herself chose to throw away her staff?
Yes, that's what I saw.
Is there anything odd about that, Mr. Wright?
Yeah. It's odd, all right.
Mystic Elise attacked Mystic Maya with the dagger. I'm sure of this. Mystic Maya tried desperately to... It was only in self-defense. Okay. She threw her staff away. So...
What you thinking?
I'm thinking the staff is a sword. Why would she throw it away when it's like a more lethal weapon? I think, no one else knows about this except for me and Gumshoe. That's why I'm like hesitant to bring it up, but like I think this is the only thing that came up when I pressed, so I'm gonna put it.
Objection!
Cool.
Sister Iris, there's something strange about your version of events.
Huh?
Miss Donim throwing her staff away makes no sense at all to me.
But all you can do with a staff is hit someone.
Sorry, Iris. You're not in the best friends club, so you wouldn't know this.
But naturally... Oh, sorry, that basically is what... Naturally, you wouldn't know about this, Sister Iris, but... You read stuff fast.
I do.
The victim staff had a special feature about it. Director's commentary. As you could see, it's a sword. If Elise Donim really had wanted to kill Maya Fey, she wouldn't have needed to use a separate dagger. Not when she already had a beautiful blade in her hands already.
Beautiful. That's a sick-ass cane.
Well, Sister Iris, what do you have to say?
Like ProZD Cooper?
Objection! That was an impressive bit of investigating, Trite. I never would have thought there was a sword hidden in that staff. But even so, how should I put this? A long sword is unwieldy, and thus quite ineffective in close quarters combat. Maybe that's why she chose a dagger over her blade.
Well...
Anyway, the type of weapon she chose to use isn't what's important. The important thing is that she tried to kill Maya Fey. As long as there's nothing strange about that, there's no problem with her testimony.
But there is something strange about this whole testimony.
Well, Mr. Wright, the prosecution has a point.
I hope you don't have your brother's cold.
Oh, shit.
Very well, Your Honor. The defense will now present evidence to back its argument.
Mr. Wright.
I have here another piece of evidence that shows that this testimony can't be trusted. Because Miss Elise Donim
would never attempt to take the life of Maya Fey.
Missy Fey's... Oh, wait, no. It's this that does it. The profiles. It'd probably be easier if I had the full screen, huh? Elise Donim. Real name Missy Fey, Maya's mother and master. Oh, okay. So it's just the concept that she's the mom.
Take that!
Damn, we're cruising today. This is great.
The concept of mom. At least
the momcept.
Understand the concept of mom. At least Donim would... Did I have to explain that to you, SungWon?
What was that?
That's a song from Jet Set Radio.
Oh, I don't know that.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
At least Donim would never have attacked Maya Fey.
How can you be so sure?
Because the victim's real name was not Elise Donim. Her real name was Misty Fey.
Fey?
No. Not Misty Fey.
Well, who is this Misty Fey? Is she related to...
Misty Fey is the master of the Kurine channeling technique. She is also the mother of Maya Fey.
Are you serious?
Oh, this is some soap opera shit. Is it really true, Mr. Wright? Was at least Donim actually the great mystic Misty?
There's no doubt about it. It looks like Iris had no idea.
I can hardly believe it.
The idea that she would try to kill her only daughter, one she hadn't seen in 17 years. Perhaps the prosecution can offer some explanation for why she would do such a thing.
Order in the court! Upon first hearing the witness's testimony, it seemed natural enough. However, in light of some facts that have just been presented, One, that the victim supposedly threw away a sword during a fight. And two, that the two people battling to the death were mother and daughter, despite the facts being believable when taken on their own. When taken together, the entire story seems difficult to believe.
Listen, there's nothing in this world that is impossible, except for one little thing.
Yes, what is this one little impossible thing?
Ha! You still don't get it. You think maybe my beans are under roasted, but you have no idea, Gramps.
Could you get to your point?
I heard this witness's confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 8th cup of morning coffee.
Jesus.
God, I have to piss.
You're going to ruin your health and your bladder, my friend.
Anyway, after hearing this woman's confession, I had a detective who loves to investigate sent to the scene of the crime. And he discovered this little beauty.
Oh.
Is that the dagger the witness testified to seeing?
Obviously, Your Honor. But do you not notice something else?
Now that you mention it, if you look closely, there appears to be a blood stain.
Where did you find that?
Up your ass.
Oh, that Godo.
Well, I definitely didn't see it up there when I investigated the crime scene.
Yeah, bend over and just look. Did you investigate the pine tree at the crime scene?
There's a lot of things up my ass. How was I supposed to know?
How am I supposed to keep track?
The pine tree? Doodle-doo.
This dagger was stuck in the back side of the pine tree.
And my backside.
When the last blow was struck, ending the violent battle between the two women, this little baby was thrown in the direction of the back of the pine tree.
Which means the blood on this dagger belongs to the victim, correct?
I should have pressed harder and investigated more.
Were you even listening, old man? When I first heard this confession this morning, just as I had taken the first sip of my 13th cup of morning coffee.
Didn't you just say it was your 8th just a few minutes ago?
I have to piss so bad. I didn't have enough time to get the blood analyzed or piss on such short notice.
In any case, the court will accept the dagger as evidence. Furthermore, I order that a blood test be performed on it immediately. And a bathroom break.
This is my sweetheart. Make sure you treat her right.
Wow.
Bailiff, get this piece of evidence to the crime lab for testing immediately. Now then, the testimony we've just heard had numerous unbelievable aspects to it. However, after having found the very dagger the witness spoke of, I believe we can consider her testimony to be credible.
Cute girls never lie. Ever.
In any case, witness, if you could please testify again to this court.
About what, Your Honor?
About the incident you saw. The battle between the two women.
Yes, Your Honor.
The battle?
Battle?
Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head with the staff, but then she dodged Mystic Elise's next attack and stole her weapon. Oh, suddenly Mystic Elise was the one on the defense, with her back to the stone lantern.
Ooh. Yeah, the
then it
dark side of
And then it got too graphic to show on this video game. That's when Mystic Maya stabbed Mystic Elise.
We don't want to get demonetized.
Mystic Elise managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
That was a very heartbreaking story.
I don't know if there were any bad feelings between them, but it had been 17 years since Mystic Missy's disappearance. Perhaps they simply didn't recognize each other anymore.
That seems reasonable. Now then, Mr. Wright, proceed with your cross-examination.
I wish I could have contradicted that statement. Mystic Maya stumbled briefly after being hit over the head. But then she dodged Mystic Maya's next attack and stole her weapon. It was the one with the defensive with their backs to the stone lantern. So Maya had stabbed Mystic Elise. Managed to fling the knife away, but then she collapsed.
Hold it! Are you absolutely certain that's what you saw?
Yes, I'm almost certain.
Almost?
The garden was dark. I couldn't really tell who was who.
What did you just say? So, in other words, it could have been someone else entirely.
Objection! We know that Maya Fey was at the Inner Temple that night, and that the woman that was killed was Elise Donim. Isn't it fairly obvious who attacked who?
I don't have anything to counter that yet.
Well then, witness, please continue with your testimony.
Yes, Your Honor. The two of them face each other for a moment. The Mystic Maya rushed straight into Mystic Elise. Then Mystic Elise doubled over and fell to the ground.
Maya kick!
Maya stab.
So she was stabbed in the stomach, huh?
Yes. Wait, in the stomach? Hold on. Naturally fleeing the wife, but then she collapsed. That's what Mystic stabbed Elise. So, wait, hold on. With their back to the stone. Mystic Elise was on the defensive with their back to the stone lantern. Hold on. Where is it? She was stabbed in the back.
She was stabbed in the back.
So she mentioned that in this part. That's when, okay. I mean, that couldn't be true because if her suddenly was on the defensive with her back to the stone lantern. See, this could be wrong and then this could be wrong.
Which one are we saying is like not possible?
Oh, okay. Mystic Elise was, okay, so this is possible, but this isn't possible. Not in this position. So,
Yeah.
anywhere the other way. Gotcha.
Because you can't be like, she couldn't be standing that. You don't know that. But
Right.
you know she couldn't be stabbed in this way.
Right.
Objection!
Wow, we're fucking cruising.
We're fucking cruising! I was smiling from ear to ear. I was just like, oh, no way!
Final trial!
So proud. Something about you just isn't right today, Iris, but something is so right today about Angel.
It's the meme where it's like from the anime where it's like Phoenix and like Edgeworth are like fused together. Like I'm trying to put in like my Edgeworth energy into Phoenix.
Thank you. We should all inject a little Edgeworth into our lives. Yeah.
And some into our butts.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
Something about oh, you already said this?
Yeah.
Huh?
Until now, I didn't think you were the type to make such a careless mistake. However, the testimony you just gave contains quite a few contradictions.
You know, I like to think we took a break before this episode and we just chilled and watched a top 100 anime openings list. The power of anime and is also what's helping Angel.
And God.
And God, yeah.
What do you mean? What's so wrong about my testimony?
According to you, Maya Fey stabbed the victim who had her back to the stone lantern, correct?
Yes, that's right.
But in that case, the victim would have been stabbed in the stomach, right?
Yes, I think so.
But according to the autopsy report, the cause of death was due to blood loss from a stab wound in her back. This proves that the victim was stabbed from behind, not from the front. Sister Iris, it appears another seed of doubt has sprouted from your testimony.
What? What is the meaning of this, Mr. Wright?
Ha! It's simple. People are like books. We've all got a front and a back. You get my drift, the beast can't read them.
My God. It's true, it's canon.
It's not. That was deleted. Is that all you have to say?
It's canon to the wider canon of Beauty and the Beast.
No, I disagree. I can also say that darkness loves to play with the human mind. And also the Christmas movie is not canon.
Objection! Could you please knock it off with the cheesy proverbs and illogical metaphors and the Disney references already?
No, that last
Impossible.
part,
That's impossible for us.
No, that's a deal breaker.
The point is, too much of this testimony just doesn't make sense. Throwing away a useful staff, the people fighting being mother and daughter, and now she falsely claims the victim was stabbed in the stomach.
There certainly are some inconsistencies.
Well, Iris, how about it?
Well, It's just...
If you ask me, you're just being too naive about the whole thing.
What do you mean?
Bell's magical world is also not canon. There are 253 distinct types of bitterness in coffee. But to pick out each one requires total concentration and the use of all the senses. Were you really concentrating on... Sorry. Anyway, were you really concentrating on what this witness actually said?
No.
Prosecutor Godo, explain yourself. And don't just giggle to yourself about something you won't even explain.
The witness was quite unambiguous about her own ambiguities when she said... But that's an unambiguous. That the garden was dark and she couldn't see clearly. A human needs one thing to see clearly. And that is light.
Light like Kingdom Hearts.
By the way...
Someone mentioned something about the door to lightness.
Did somebody mention the lightness? Yeah. Did somebody mention the door to lightness?
By the way, did you know? The Inner Temple has a rule that on nights when an acolyte is there training...
It would be Sister Bikini in the organization.
Kibinisex.
Oh, God.
Wow, very nice. Very
The
good.
stone lantern in the garden is to always be lit.
I did wonder what that stone lantern was there for.
Well, if that's true, shouldn't the witness have been able to see the crime more clearly?
Normally, yes, Your Honor. But according to the head nun, Sister Bikini, on the night of the crime, it was impossible to light that stone lantern.
Impossible?
Meaningless. It hadn't been used in a long time, and the wick was no good. In other words, it had to be nearly pitch black in the garden that night. There could have been a faint light coming from the training hall, but that's all.
Most enlightening.
Yes, that illuminating fact has chased all the contradictions away. If the staff was dropped, it would be difficult to see. It also explains why they didn't recognize each other. We can't see the demons that lurk in the night. That's why humans are weak. Isn't that right, Trite?
No!
Order, dear!
Here, Your Honor. Let me present the stone lantern into evidence.
I carried it all the way over here.
It was extremely but I'm like a cyborg or something, so it's fine. Maybe it will rekindle the flame of truth in your mind.
Why is the judge just sitting there with that look on his face?
What's wrong, Your Honor? Was that flame too hot?
This lantern. There's something written on it. Why, it's written in blood.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. So the judge didn't know about that yet?
Written in blood.
Oh, yeah.
It says Maya upside down.
I am.
What the?
Oh, yes. That's right. After being cornered and then stabbed by Mystic Maya, Mystic Elise didn't fall down right away. She must have been writing that on the stone lantern behind her. Oh, okay, and that's why it was upside down. With the blood that was draining out of her body.
Oh, shit.
It's pretty intense and epic.
It certainly looks that way.
Objection! Hang on. Hang on just a minute. What are you all talking about?
What do you mean, what are we all talking about?
We're talking about the message written in blood.
Nonsense. This lantern, it's as clean as a whistle.
Could it be? He can't see the bloody writing at all? Now that I think of it, he did say something to me yesterday.
My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything.
So that's what he meant by that.
In any case, this is obviously an important clue. We now know that the crime scene was dark, and that the victim scrawled this message on the stone lantern. Well, Mr. Godo, anything further? Mr. Godo?
Okay then. Let's move on.
Kodo is literally shaking. And somehow, I don't think it's from the caffeine overdose. I'm glad I didn't make a joke because I realized the game was probably going to make that joke.
Yeah.
I believe it has now been established that Ms. Donim was killed by Maya Fey.
That's just wrong.
Now it's time to turn our attention to you.
Yes, sir.
After the victim died, you did something, didn't you? Let's hear it. We're all ears.
So
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to pee. You kept talking about peeing, and I was like, you might as well have been making water drop noises. I was like, oh,
Careful.